Welcome to Sign for the Times. The Society for the Involvement of Good Neighbours, commonly known as SIGN, is a not-for-profit agency in Yorkton, Saskatchewan, Canada, that provides 24 social and community programs and services. Our mission is to provide leadership, programs, and services that assist, support, and empower children, adults, and families so they can achieve lifelong success, which leads to strong and caring citizens and communities. Our podcasts explore those programs and include conversations with people who have used the services of SIGN. My name is Dick DeRyk. Today we talk about homelessness and housing needs in Yorkton. This is the first of two podcasts on that topic, during which we will talk to people who have been in that situation, who have been homeless. Each of them ended up that way for a different reason, and each was helped and found a place to live with the help of SIGN's housing support program. Before we talk to them, let me introduce Melinda Davis, the manager of SIGN Housing Support. Melinda started developing the program in May of 2018 after the local social housing committee, which was made up of representatives of 14 local organizations who have an interest in housing, identified the need for a more formal program. Welcome, Melinda. I expect there will be some people in Yorkton who will be surprised to hear that homelessness is an issue here. After all, we don't see homeless camps. There doesn't appear to be a visible problem.
You are so right. Yorkton does not have the tent cities or the visible people out there on the streets. A lot of the homelessness that is in Yorkton is hidden, which includes those that are couch surfing, staying in overcrowded situations. Some stay in cars or, they settle down in a bank lobby for the night to stay out of the environment.
In larger cities, we have hostels, we have homeless shelters. There's a kind of an emphasis on affordable housing, which we don't have in Yorkton, at least not yet. So these people that are homeless, but are in many cases in very temporary situations, either depending on friends or just making do wherever they can. What do we need in Yorkton to address that particular problem?
Somewhere for these people to go while they do look at permanent housing. It's hard to focus on all of the other issues that they may be facing if they don't have a roof over their head. So we need to make sure that the basic needs are being met for these people so that they could succeed and live a positive life after that.
How many people are we talking about? Like how many people do you see over the course of, let's say, since spring? What kind of numbers are we talking?
I've had 51 clients come through my office, people that are searching for housing. Yeah. But, it's not just limited to my program here. We see, various people going to, whether it's the fire department, whether it's the hospital. They don't necessarily just come here for assistance. There's other places that they go to as well. Churches.
So the 51 is not really, the number could be considerably higher.
Absolutely.
Yeah. There's several cities, I know it's bigger maybe in Europe than in North America, but I know there's some cities in Western Canada that are emphasizing the need for housing before people can tackle other issues that they may have. And I can't remember the name of the program. You're probably familiar with it.
The Housing First model?
Housing First, yeah.
Yes.
Which basically, as I understand it, basically says that until people have a place to call home, it's really tough to tackle, other issues that they may have, whether they are, it's mental health issues or employment issues and those types of things. I'm assuming that that's getting to be kind of an accepted solution or potential solution.
The Housing First model is definitely prominent in a lot of different areas. We do have in Saskatchewan different places that do practice the housing first model. And exactly, like, until you're comfortable in a place and have that roof over your head, it's hard to think about going forward with the other, you know, solutions that they may be finding for the mental health, the addictions, employment, etc.
Yeah. So what would you say are the short-term needs for Yorkton? The things that we need to do, concentrate on first.
We're looking at getting a community housing needs assessment done in the city, and that will be able to determine what needs there are, and then look forward to what kind of a housing solution we could find in Yorkton. With not having an emergency shelter and these people needing to have financial backing in order to get housing is really difficult. So they're sort of forced back into hidden homelessness because of some of those barriers. And with COVID, that's not ideal, being that they're overcrowding in different places or couch surfing with different people. We want to make sure that these people will be in a safe, secure place.
And on a longer term basis, what can we, what should we look forward to, I guess?
Well, I guess it's going to depend on what the needs assessment report will be. But potentially, I would like to see some sort of an emergency shelter, temporary housing, something where we can have people housed so that they could get into some permanent housing.
What's it going to take to get there? Money, I'm assuming, is one of the things that stands in the way, right?
Money is the huge issue. We are looking at securing some funding right now to be able to get that needs assessment rolling. So we're just about there, just waiting for the okay that we can get the consultant on board to get that.
And how long a process is that to get a study done?
We'll be looking at about 3 months from start to finish.
Yeah.
And it depends on how busy the consultant is. Yeah. So hopefully within the new year, early in the new year, we'll be able to have the reporting and look forward to what we can do to mitigate the homelessness that we do have in Yorkton.
Good. Thanks, Melinda. We're going to be talking the rest of this podcast and the next podcast to a number of people who you're familiar with, who you've helped, and looking forward to hearing their stories, because they all come at it. They all ended up with the same problem. They all got there in different ways, and thankfully, you were able to help them find a solution. So it'll be interesting to hear their personal stories, and we'll get on with that the rest of this podcast and the next one. Thanks, Melinda. Jason McNabb moved back to British Columbia early in November. It's a place where he started his adult life and where he's able to spend more time outdoors and pursue his hobby of photography. He'll have a job there. His Yorkton employer arranged for him to transfer there. Jason, in his mid-40s, has been single for the past 5 years. He's lived in the area for the past 25 years. He has always had a job and be able to look after himself. But things didn't look very positive for him a year ago when he got viral pneumonia, missed 5 weeks of work, and exhausted his savings. Feeling ashamed that he couldn't pay his rent and was broke, he moved out of his place and spent most of December 2019 living in his car. We talked with Jason before he left for BC. We didn't have a chance to record that conversation, so I'll tell you the story that he told me and his experiences with homelessness. I said to him, Jason, you said you didn't look for help at first. You didn't tell your landlord or your boss. Why wouldn't you have done that? His answer was that a lot of men, including him, don't like to ask for help. We have too much pride, he said. We're told to be a man. We're told to lead. We don't like to depend on other people. He says he recognizes that he put himself in a very dangerous situation. He knows that now. And he found out later that if he had just told his landlord about the situation, he could have made arrangements. He wouldn't have had to spend time in his car. I said, I can't imagine what it is like to live in a car in the middle of winter in Saskatchewan. How do you manage that? He ran the motor of his car throughout the night, he says, slept in the back, parked wherever he could, public parking lots, quiet places. He did a couple of times have a chance to take a shower. A friend of his came into town to do some work, stayed at a hotel, invited him over to use the shower facilities. Otherwise, he depended on public washrooms. He went to work every day. He didn't tell anybody at work what was going on. They never knew, he said. A friend of his, he says, told him about Sign, told him about the fact that there was an organization that he should get in touch with because they could help him. So he made that phone call. He says now that he realizes we do have to trust other people. We do at times have to depend on other people. We do have to be able to swallow our pride. He met with Melinda. Melinda talked to his employer about the situation that Jason was in. The employer gave him an advance on his pay, and he could move back into the place that he had left a month before. I said, sounds like things worked out for you. And they did. And now he's in British Columbia, living the life that he wanted, having come through a pretty tough year and looking forward to the future. Ed Howe has been a landlord in Yorkton for 30 years. He's one of several landlords Melinda Davis feels confident she can call on when she needs to find housing for someone, especially when she needs help on short notice or is helping people who landlords tend to shy away from. Ed has 25 doors, as they say in the landlord business. He has rooms, small suites, and homes that can accommodate that many people and more, all of them self-contained. Ed is not a typical landlord, as Melinda and many of his tenants have discovered. To Ed, the business is personal. You need to be willing to help people, he says. These people don't have a place to live often. They are homeless. They often have issues to deal with as they are looking for accommodations. Thanks for talking to us from the perspective of a landlord, Ed. It's important to hear both sides of any story, and you bring a very different and fresh perspective to the story of homelessness. You said that you need to be willing to help, and you need to be willing to stick your neck out. Tell us about that. What?
In my situation, there are people that come to me. Some are homeless. Some of them they don't have the full rent. They don't have the damage deposit, and so then I visit with them, and then we they talk things out, and then I've put up people with no funds at all, and my experience is that when you give them the opportunity to do well, then they will honor that, and then what we also do here is we treat their tenants more like friends and their families. So that's how we do it. Also, like I have a place that I have just the men in it, single men, and we'll have get-togethers. We'll have good their discussions as a group, and one of our mottos in that situation is who are we going to help today? So I've got 6 guys over there, various ages, and everybody tries to help out each other. So and that makes us smile, and even like on Thanksgiving or Christmas, the wife will actually make up a lot of meals, and then we'll go out and hand them out. And the gentlemen that have been there for a number of years, they're kind of waiting for that lovely meal. So
Yeah.
so I mean, there's I mean, it's a whole different view that we help the people that have been in jail. We help where so many landlords, they have to have the full rent, the damage deposit, but in the real world, these guys, a lot of them cannot do that. So then that makes that harder. And one of my things that I'll say that I've never said to you before, but it's a real pleasure to see them with their head down, looking down at the ground, and they're, because they know that they don't have the damage and they don't have the rent, but they still need a place to live. And it's so nice to be able to make them feel at home, and to see that worth should come about.
And they raise their head up, and
oh, you bet.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, it's those are some of the benefits by the helping out. I mean, you got to be there prepared for somewhat cases that don't work out, but we have been there blessed, and it's just a matter of their perspective. And we also, we do have some longer term their fellows, and Janet, my other wife, is we've had birthday parties for them, and so on. which it's, and they don't have any family.
Yeah.
So I mean, to a particular group of the guys that we have, then we'll throw them a birthday party, and the joy to see them out of that is quite awesome.
You had mentioned, I think, to Melinda that there's not a lot of help out there for single men who are in this kind of situation. And you deal with some people that are in vulnerable situations, obviously. What kind of are there requirements? What do you expect from them as far as behavior when they're living in your properties? You must have a few rules.
Yes, yes, I do. They definitely do not allow lots of their traffic. I don't allow drugs. I don't allow a lot of the people they're hanging around, and believe it or not, we do there enforce these, and it is for the safety of the renter, and lots of times, whether it's whoever I deal with, then they've got a buddy that wants to spend the night or whatever, and that's just not allowed, because then it becomes more of a hangout, and not a place for them to be safe, and they must feel safe. And when I do the rules, then my renter, he doesn't have to make up some kind of thing to get rid of these guys. And
so you become the bad guy, Ed.
Yes. Yes, I do.
Yeah. Well, but
yeah.
It's for their own safety, obviously.
Oh, for sure. Oh,
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of my rules are just they're simple. Just be they're kind to each other. I should keep clean, and see who you can help out today. That I've seen really good growth in that, because then the renter becomes the helper. He will help out his other fellow renter. I've seen this numerous times, either with food or the clothing or things like that. So if you give these people the opportunity to actually help out other people, that's a real benefit there for them as well.
Well, you had mentioned that there's not much help out there for men.
No, there isn't. With all this the virus that's going on. One day I had 4 homeless guys at my door, and And I don't advertise. I don't do anything like that. And luckily, Melinda, she does a wonderful job. So I was fortunate enough to get her and Kevin to meet with us in a safe environment, of course. And she was able to, help us out with what they had to do. The people don't realize that, especially the people from jail, they basically come out with nothing.
Yeah.
And it's kind of unfortunate that how do we either expect them to do well when they when they don't have the tools or the spot to help them.
Yeah, you had mentioned that a lot of these people, they don't know where to go for help, and they don't have a lot. So obviouswhen they come to you or when they come to Melinda, they need a place to hang their hat, to sleep and live. But generally, they need more than that as well.
Yeah, they certainly do. And for what I provide for lots of those gentlemen is I provide furniture, knives and forks, towels and things like that, because a lot of them don't have any other family that wants to do anything for them. Not a the downplay on the families, but it's just life. I'm sure that they've burnt a lot of bridges on the way, but it's it kind of that goes back to the people are believing that 3 strikes and you're out. Well, in my ball game, as long as you jump up to the plate and you're willing to swing the bat, you know what? We're just going to see what there happens there from there. So.
Well, and I know from we both know Melinda. She feels the same way. I mean, the problem of homelessness or inadequate or temporary housing, and even in Yorkton, I mean, is bigger than what landlords like you and others can overcome. And obviously, we need more than what is here now. And the question then becomes, how do we house these people? How do we help them succeed? Is there a magic answer?
Well, there is not one there's magic answer, but I think there's there are a lot of different little things that can really help them. I think what we have a home environment rather than a apartment where you're on your own. And I mean, I don't know how to explain it, but my guys will shovel the walk. They'll cut their grass, they'll, their plant some their potatoes,
Yeah.
So it's like they're part of the whole thing. And landlord wise, like you got to keep things reasonable because they just can't not afford it. They can't afford to pay, the $800. They can't afford to pay $700. I mean, it's should tough for them. That we also help out families. It's getting harder for a family of 5 to that rent a place because 5 and 2, that's 7, and especially if they're maybe they don't have the best of background or things like that. So quite they're gratifying when you do help out and they do well. So
Yeah, that's a success story at that point then, isn't
yes, it certainly is.
Yeah. You are the voice of experience in this. You and Melinda over the last few years since she's been doing it. And we certainly appreciate what you've done and what you continue to do. And we wish you well. And more than anything, we wish all your tenants well, because it sounds like they have they're safe, they're comfortable, and they obviously have found a family.
The need is great. Kindness goes a long ways.